YouTube, good morning, YouTube. Listen, the views are mine and mine only. If your favorite rapper, celebrity, politician, or internet personality catches a stray because of my opinion, please remain calm. This is commentary, honey, not combat. Let's push the culture.
She says she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up the score, her number 4.
All right. Good morning, YouTube. Listen, it's crazy out there. Great topics today. I think I'm talking about the Lupe fiasco situation. The big three, the new big three, KKK. What do you think? I may even talk about some Jay-Z. I think I'm gonna hit on the Lauryn Hill tribute BT. I'm late, but I wasn't here, so I'm so excited to talk about it. And a couple of more topics that I have to talk about. But hello, everyone. Thank you to the I AM MZTIA Show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm winging this thing. Thank you for tuning in to the I AM MZTIA Show. Listen, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also hit the like button, leave a comment, all that stuff that they ask you concerning YouTube. Thank you so much. And to all the new subscribers, thank you. I see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this YouTube journey, this thing I'm doing. My love for hip hop. I tell everybody over here, this is an opinion based show. Me talking about my love for hip hop, what I see, what I think hip hop should be. And it's just my opinion. You know, you can get in trouble sometimes for your opinion, but it's my opinion. So thank you once again for tuning in. Share the share the post, the YouTube space, the thing today. I don't know. Share it. But anyway, did you see Jay-Z? Everybody's going crazy. Everybody's going crazy. I watched some of the live performance from Jay-Z. It was good. It reminds me of, I remember coming home. I think I tell this story all the time. Being from the South, you know, Jay-Z, wasn't that big to us at first, right? He only became big when he joined forces with, Jermaine Dupri, Money Ain't a Thing. And then he went over here with Pimp C, with, Big Pimpin', right? Bun B and Pimp C, right? So that what made him become a success in the South, collabing with those artists who was the goats and pioneers in the South. But watching some of the videos from you guys last night, I said, oh, my light. Hold on, it's a motion. Let me see if I can move enough. I may have to stop the video. Okay, crazy. That never happened. It's a motion light. So sometimes when you're not moving around enough, it goes off. I hope it don't do it again. I don't know what's going on. It look like they got a new timer on the thing. I don't know. But anyway, where was I? So watching Jay-Z last night, it was great. He cut his hair. What do you think? He cut his hair. So the moment that I saw Beyonce cutting his hair in the stadium, I said, Dame, he cut his hair. Because I don't know if you watch him, but Dame Dash, I think he was on the Art of Dialogue. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I think this is where I'm seeing him a lot. He was talking about how Jay-Z need to cut his hair, get his fade back, right? If he's going to do this reasonable doubt thing. So to see that, I was like, oh my God. Jay-Z literally paid homage to New York. New York, stand up. I think this was him, you know, giving tribute. You know, this is the start of this thing. 30 years. There's a lot of you kids out there that's in hip hop don't even understand this moment. You're not 30 years old, you know, you're still in your 20s. But I remember seeing Jay-Z on the TV screen. I think it was Rap City. I'm going back here. And I watched him. I think at this time the song was, I think Ain't No, right? Ain't No Nigga, right? And you saw Foxy Brown, this dark skinned, beautiful queen. She's Haitian, right? And seeing him new on the scene, right? Coming up. Man, I think a lot of us who was here from that time, I hope that light don't go out again. I remember that moment. What did I say? It's not a Kanye production, right? Because, you know, when Kanye came out with his tour thing, a lot of people were saying that Jay-Z is going to have to top Kanye. Listen, Kanye is the visionary of our culture. I always say he's the architect of our culture. So it's very few people could top Kanye, right? When it comes to the vision part of what the stage and the view should look like concerning entertainment and hip hop. Kanye is the best at doing that. And I think Jay-Z knew that he probably couldn't top that, but you can't top authenticity. You can't. So he just came out and just said, I'm going to be authentically me. I think I really respected that. I'm happy he didn't try to do too much because that would have been an issue. I love that he came out just him, his Yankee hat on, bringing out his guests. I love that part. I didn't think he needed to top Kanye, and a lot of people was trying to say that's what he needed to do. I don't think so. I don't think he needed to do that. He had a lot of guests. Alicia Keys, his daughter Blue Ivy, Beyonce came out to do one of the biggest songs of Jay-Z career to me, featuring Mary J. Blige, right? Taking this time to give you peace, right? Right? So Beyonce did a great job with that. My southern sister Nas and many more. I didn't get to see a lot of the performance. Like I'm saying, I'm watching, I'm sleeping, I'm waking up, I'm sleeping again, and then I got up this morning and I tried to catch up on a lot to talk about. But shout out to Jay-Z. I thought it was a great thing to show. You could do this legacy act type of thing, which I felt like it was very brave for Jay-Z to do the Reasonable Doubt album, because a lot of the youth do not know that part of him. They don't understand the beginning. I didn't know if will it connect, will it relate to where we are now in the hip hop space. But I think it's needed. I really felt like this is needed. It is giving opportunity for legacy acts in hip hop to continue the journey of touring and being out on that stage and doing what they love, which is performing. Shout out to Jay-Z. I thought that was good. Once again, like I said, I was from the South. Jay-Z wasn't that really big until he did certain things. Which shout out to all the legacy acts in rock, country, who's still touring. I think Jay-Z really have made a statement and a platform for the hip hop artists to continue to do the same thing. So shout out to Jay-Z. Listen, I think he got 2 more nights, Saturday and Sunday. And I think he said on the stage, he sold out every last one of the shows. So shout out to everybody who's supporting hip hop, right? I think the whole mission, about this thing is we love hip hop, and what could we do to continue to push the culture. And I think the topics today is going to talk about that. So let's get into some of those topics. All right, let me continue. KKK, right? This is so crazy. I saw this post, this week, Kodak Black. Y'all know my baby. I love Kodak. I call him my Haitian prince. He put up a post and he talked about how Kanye, Kendrick, and himself is this new super group called KKK, right? People are crazy and mad. Listen, I'm not saying that he said an album is coming out or they're doing music, but you know what? It sounds like conversations is happening, right? And I'm crazy because, Kanye have to do a lot of apologizing to people, right? And I think Kendrick is one of the people I'm hoping that he did a phone call to apologize. Kanye, when he do his rants, he hit a lot of people. He cut a lot of people, and a lot of people are not forgiving. Kendrick is one of those ones. When you beef with him, it's forever, right? But to hear Kodak Black talk about those three, them as this 3 entity, I was so excited because if you know me, if you watching me, Kodak, Kanye, and Kendrick is 3 of my favorite people. Oh, I love them. So to see him say that, I was just so excited. But I'm like, Kendrick don't know nothing about this, but I do feel like it was a conversation. But shout out to KKK. I know that name is crazy. And I know a lot of fans is probably not happy, but, KKK, Kodak, Kendrick, Kanye, I say, the priest, the prophet, and the seer I'm sorry. I love those three people. I do believe they are very important in hip hop, especially right now. By watching those three people, I see how they love this genre, this thing called hip hop and rap. You can see it. I was looking at Kodak, how he loved this music. A lot of people don't realize Kodak been doing this music thing. He's a Disney kid, right? He's been into this entertainment thing since he was a kid, and everybody know Kendrick love for this culture, for this genre, right? And Kanye, right? The visionary. So I love the idea that it's just moving around. We got to push the culture. We got to do other things. So I love that. Let's get into this. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Did you see this? This is so great. I love this. Bone Thugs and Harmony received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I thought it was dope, right? But it's still motherfucker. And let my get. Okay, I'm doing too much. But baby, Bone was everything when I was coming up. I had to been what? Probably in high school, 16, 15, probably younger than that. I can't remember. But what we used to sit and write every line by line on paper. This is when it was still on tape, CD, right? This is when Easy, ooh, honey, Bone was everything. Okay. It was good. So do they should have the Walk of Fame. They should have a lot more, because Bone was really one of those groups who did something different. They brought something different to the genre. Rapping, harmonizing, singing, right? A lot of people don't give Bone credit for that. You got the Drakes and the Futures who taking credit for the harmonizing with their raps. But Bone was kind of one of those ones too. Was Bone before Ja Rule? Huh? I can't remember. Because if not, I got to give it to Bone over Ja Rule with the harmonizing. Right? Is it me? Shout out, rest in peace to Eazy-E for giving us this group out of Cleveland, Ohio, right? The style was so different. It was so different. It was everything. Shout out to Bone. I really love Bone. I think they deserve it. Okay, who we got? Let's talk about this. Title of the show. Is Lupe Fiasco did Lupe Fiasco bring division between the content creators in the hip hop sector, right? Content creators / artists. Yes, I do believe he did. I know that may be kind of hard to swallow, but I do believe Lupe played a big part in bringing division amongst this hip hop community that I tried to be a part of, right? It's crazy. I'm watching a lot of people on the platforms who are reporting or just doing content about hip hop artists. I think we got to kind of draw the line between content creator who's speaking about hip hop, who's pushing the culture of hip hop, or about the content creators who's just bringing the drama in the hip hop sector. I do believe it's a big thing and it's real. And I may get in trouble for saying that, but it is. It's two sectors, to be honest with you. You got people who are really talking about hip hop and trying to bring it up, trying to push it, talking about new artists, what they think is best, who they like, And then you got a lot of people they just here for the drama. I think I heard somebody say on one of the channels that they don't even consider themselves a hip hop channel. Well, why are you here? Because now you consider as the messy person in the sector. So you gotta kind of really pay attention to that. And so this is where the division coming from. Lupe, who sent you, Lupe? I think we all had a come and go at one time. I think a lot of people came together in this sector after the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. And I think it just continued with the beef stuff. And it didn't really drive home the real reason these platforms should be. It was really about hip hop and rap, bringing up new things, talking about new ways that hip hop can be more creative, and it became more messy. So I think, yes, he did bring the division. I believe he shined a light on something that I think a lot of people wasn't seeing, and it put artists who are now content creators in a crazy seat. So I'm looking at two content creators right now who's battling secretly, and it's really driving a division between the content creators. And I'm gonna call names because I'm just got to be real. I'm looking at the company man, right? And I'm looking at Koala. Am I saying that right? Koala. And you got company man who understand the science of artistry and content creation, and then you got Koala who mainly sits in the content era, right? Content creation seat. He don't sit as an artist. So it's kind of bringing a division, and it's tearing and it's pulling a lot of content creators one way. So I think if we don't pay attention to this or try to dissolve it, I think it's gonna bring a civil war amongst hip hop content creators that's in this sector, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm saying that right. Because I'm seeing it may get out of hand. Some conversations need to cease, but it's not. It's constantly going. So pay attention to that, content creators, because we can get off track. I think it could become an issue. I think the company man is fighting for his life to do what he feels that's right for the sector, the culture of hip hop. I think he's sitting in the seat of an artist and a creator, which could be to certain people. You got one foot in and one foot out. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of what I'm saying. And then you got Koala. I hear him saying, "We make this. We do this." Right? And so that can bring a lot of people who sits on this side in this space. So it can bring a divide. So, Lupe, good job. You divided the sector. You divided the sector. So pay attention to that, you guys. I think Lupe is kind of one of those hurt people that hurt people. I'm sorry. It's just what I see. I'm sorry. Which a lot of artists who is not in the space that they want to be in, to me right now, they kind of doing the hurt. I'm sorry. Child, maybe the people telling me this never happened to me, that the light is going off. But seriously, I think Lupe is one of those artists that's hurt by the industry. So what do? You hurt others, right? And he have a history of just bringing destruction. I'm sorry. Looking at Lupe's career, and I believe he was the downfall of his own career, but he have a history of maybe destruction, right? So what do? You come in and you tear this up too, right? We are Kendrick Lamar fans. We love him. We ride into the wheel fall off for Kendrick. I don't think anybody can separate any of us from that. But I think Lupe is hurt by the industry. So what do? You hurt others. I don't want to stand on it, long. I want to move on. I want to move past it. Let's push the culture. Lupe right now, he's a professor in some college. I think that's a great thing. Continue to do that. Lupe, I think that's wonderful. A lot of people don't realize the teacher aspect is one of the most important folds in this thing called life, right? If you look up the thing, teacher, priest, preacher, all of those, teacher is one of the most important folds in the ladder. So with him having that ability to being a teacher, I don't think he understands how important that is and how great that is. So I'm saluting Lupe for just that. What I saw from a lot of artists, like a Lupe, they didn't know how to shift. And I think Jay-Z succeeded in that. I think, and a lot of people is upset with Jay-Z because he figured out when it was time to shift and move, right? And I think a lot of artists like a Lupe, Nicki Minaj, shout out to Nicki Minaj. I'm even gonna say India Arie and a lot of other artists. It's so important to learn when to shift, right? And so Lupe doing what he's doing is a great thing, but is he happy in that? I don't think he's satisfied with his position right now. But I'm gonna move on. I don't want to offend anybody, but I think everybody needs to look at themselves. Lupe, you for sure. Um, let the young kids have it now. Let the new guys have their moment. T.I. said something over on the Big Boy interview the other day. He said he realized with this hip hop thing, everybody have a season. He said either you get walked out or you pushed out. Go and look at the interview. T.I. is really speaking great things right now. And he said he choose to walk out. But once again, Jay-Z is showing you can still do a legacy type of act. It's just a way you shift and move. Let's move on. Everybody is mad at Miami, right? Shout out to Miami. Spin that. Spin that. Okay. You know, some days okay. Some days. Just some days. Some days. Looking at that's so good. Looking at India Arie this week, right? Complaining about the way music is going. Listen, the poor would always be with you. The poor will always be with you. This is what I tell people. All of these aspects of life will always be with us. You're going to always have the poor. You're going to always have the not knowers. You're going to always have these people. But to the people who know, to people who's equipped with the knowledge, just continue to teach. And this is what I would tell India Arie. Continue to teach. But you got to know how to teach. This is what I loved about Jesus. He knew how to present himself among the small people, right? The people who didn't know. So that's the only thing I have with India Arie. I'm not saying she's wrong, but you gotta know how to present yourself to the people who don't know, for them to be able to receive the information that you're trying to give them. So I think she could have done it better. It'll be great if she have a conversation with the young women that come up. Why India Arie ain't writing songs for people? Huh? It's many ways she can put out her art, right? So I think once again, some artists got to know how to shift, how to move, how to turn that thing, for them to stay relevant. It's I don't want to get into the India Arie. You know, she had them palm hand earrings on, you know. So y'all don't pay attention to people. Y'all don't pay attention. She had them palm hand earrings on, and I was like, now which witch is she? She a good witch or bad witch? So we ain't gonna fight with India Arie. But to people, you're gonna always have the young Miamis. You're going to always have the young ladies like me. You're going to always have the young men. But you got to know how to present yourself to them so they can hear you. Right? Especially with the youth today. I was telling a friend of mine, you can't just talk to the youth crazy. You can't. Because the people that they love betrayed them. Their mothers and fathers betrayed them. So they ain't going to hear anything from you. You got to really know how to present yourself to them. Or you would turn them off. So, to the teachers and to the people who've been in this thing, pay attention to that. Your information is valid, but if you don't know how to present it, it fall on deaf ears, right? So pay attention to that. What I got? I think that's it. I'll see y'all next week. Hold on. Let me do my outro. For the people. These are my opinions, not universal facts. This channel is built on commentary, conversation, and culture. Agree or disagree, honey. You are welcome here. Before you leave, hit the like button and leave a comment. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.